The Grand Line roars, the iconic one-piece logo, vibrant and bold against a backdrop of a tattered world map. The seas churn with the whispers of legends reborn and powers untold. We stand at the precipice of a new age, devil fruits. These mystical treasures grant abilities beyond human comprehension, turning ordinary individuals into forces of nature, from the fiery justice of the Marines to the unyielding will of the worst generation. These fruits have shaped the destinies of pirates and heroes alike. The world has already trembled before the might of awakened powers. Don Quixote do Flamingo twisting an entire city into his personal puppet show of strings. The clash between Eustace Kid, Trafalgar Law versus the seemingly invincible Emperor Big Mom. Kid's Jiki Jiki no Mi transformed the battlefield into a terrifying magnetic prison. Law's Ope Ope no Mi transcended its surgical precision, creating silent, reality-warping spheres. These awakened abilities were not mere power-ups, they were paradigm shifts. It is the moment a user's mind and body finally catch up to the soul of their devil fruit. The ground itself can become rubber. We will count down the 5 most anticipated devil fruit awakenings. These are the fruits wielded by the central figures of our era. Prepare yourselves, for the storm is coming. The world is not ready for the cataclysmic power that is about to be unleashed upon its shores. Our countdown begins with a power that burns with zealous, uncompromising conviction. We speak of the Magu Magu no Mi, the Magma fruit, wielded by the Fleet Admiral of the Marines, Sakazuki Akainu. This Logia-type fruit is already a monstrous force, granting him the ability to create, control, transform his very body into scorching magma. We have witnessed its terrifying might at Marineford. His magma fists melted icebergs, evaporated steel. They left an indelible scar on the future pirate king. His power is not merely fire, it is the planet's molten heart, a force of pure destruction that represents absolute justice. Punk Hazard is proof, one half a frozen wasteland, the other a burning volcanic hellscape. Now imagine the awakening. A Logia awakening could let a user permanently imbue their element into the environment at catastrophic scale. Akainu wouldn't just create magma, he would become a walking sentient volcano. The ground beneath his feet would become a sea of molten rock. He could trigger volcanic eruptions across entire archipelagos, raining magma meteors from a sky turned red. The screen shakes with every step as the earth cracks and spews lava. His aura becomes a swirling vortex of black smoke and crimson magma. This is the terrifying potential that earns the Magu Magu no Mi its place on our list. Moving up our list, we arrive at a fruit of sublime complexity and terrifying potential. The Opa Ope no Mi, the Op fruit. Wielded by Trafalgar D. Waterlaw, this Paramecia-type fruit is one of the most versatile hacks abilities in the series. It grants Law the power to create a spherical territory, or room. He can manipulate space, matter. He can manipulate life itself with surgical precision. Within this domain, he is a god. He can teleport, bisect opponents without killing them. He can swap personalities, even extract organs. Its power is so coveted the world government offered 5 billion berries. We've already seen a glimpse of its awakened state in Wano. Law coated his blade with spatial power. K-Room, R-Room. This let him bypass physical durability and inflict damage directly inside his target, a key factor in defeating the seemingly indestructible Big Mom. He created silent, intangible spheres that negated sound and shockwaves, showing his awakened power can manipulate concepts beyond simple matter. Legends speak of the perennial youth operation that can grant eternal life at the cost of the user's own life. A fully mastered awakening could expand his room to cover an entire island. Inside that perfected domain, he could manipulate time, rewinding injuries, colors desaturate, everything moves according to his will, like a film director editing a scene. The true horror of the Ope Ope no Mi isn't its destructive power, it's its absolute inescapable control. We now enter the realm of the Emperors with a power known as the most destructive Paramecia in existence. This is the Gura Gura no Mi, the Tremor fruit, once wielded by the legendary Whitebeard, and now stolen by the most opportunistic man on the seas, Marshall D. Teach, also known as Blackbeard. This fruit grants its user the ability to create powerful vibrations, quakes that make them a quake human. These tremors can travel through any medium, the ground, the sea floor, and even the air itself. Whitebeard demonstrated its cataclysmic power at Marineford, where he cracked the air, tilted the sea, and threatened to sink the entire island. Even in the hands of a new user like Blackbeard, the Gura Gura no Mi's destructive potential remains unparalleled. He has shown the ability to replicate Whitebeard's signature moves, generating massive tsunamis. The fruit's power is so immense that Sengoku stated it was capable of destroying the world. The ability to generate earthquakes gives the user power over the very tectonic plates of the planet, making them a walking apocalypse. It is a force of raw, untamed nature, harnessed by a man with the darkest of ambitions. So what would an awakening of the world's strongest paramecia entail? Blackbeard would become the epicenter of a continuous global tremor. He could liquefy the ground across an entire continent, turning solid earth into churning rock and soil. He could become a being of pure, resonant destruction. The sky itself would crack like glass across the entire horizon. This power to literally break the world earns its high ranking. At number 2, we have the most unique and malevolent devil fruit known to exist, the Yami Yami no Mi, the Dark Fruit. This Logia-type fruit is the cornerstone of Emperor Blackbeard's power and the reason for his meteoric rise. It grants him the ability to create and control darkness, but this is no ordinary absence of light. His darkness is a force of infinite gravity, capable of pulling in and crushing everything. It acts like a black hole, absorbing physical matter, attacks, and even absorbing the very abilities of other devil fruit users. By touching another user, Blackbeard can temporarily nullify their powers, rendering them completely human and vulnerable. Unlike other Logia who become intangible, Blackbeard's darkness absorbs attacks into his body. That risk makes it a high-risk, high-reward power, perfectly suited to a gambler like Teach. It is the ultimate anti-devil fruit weapon. An awakening for this fruit is genuinely frightening. Its gravitational attraction would expand to incomprehensible scale, creating a persistent zone where all devil fruit powers are permanently negated. He could turn his body into a true, intangible black hole, solving his weakness. He would become a void that consumes all. The screen would fade to black, forming a sphere of perfect darkness that blots out the sun. An awakened Yami Yami no Mi doesn't just defeat you, it erases you from existence. Here we are. At the very pinnacle of our countdown, we find a fruit that was long underestimated. We are talking about the Gomu Gomu no Mi, the Gum Gum fruit, eaten by our protagonist, Monkey D. Luffy. For years, we believed it simply gave his body the properties of rubber. Through creativity and willpower, Luffy developed his gears to increase speed, power, and versatility. He turned a silly ability into a force capable of defeating warlords and challenging emperors. But the truth revealed in his battle with Kaido is far more incredible. The Gomu Gomu no Mi is not a paramecia at all. Its true name is the Hito Hito no Mi, model Nika, a mythical Zoan fruit that allows the user to embody the sun god Nika. This is the fruit the world government feared so much they erased its name from history. Its true ability is to grant limitless freedom and spread joy and laughter to people. What we have seen from Luffy's Gear 5 is the fruit's awakened state. He has already awakened it. His awakening applies rubber properties not just to himself, but to his surroundings, cartoonishly warping the body of the mighty dragon Kaido. He can grow to giant size, run on air, and grasp lightning from the sky. Luffy has just unlocked this power, he has not yet mastered it. A fully mastered Gear 5 could allow Luffy to impose his reality on a conceptual level. Which of these monumental awakenings will ultimately shock the world the most? Which awakening do you think will shock the world the most?